We were never taught how to think fast and talk fast. And yet, life keeps handing us these moments. Job interviews, important meetings, or first impressions. Moments that demand we perform without a script. No class in school, no lecture at university, and no guide along the way ever tells us what to do when our mind suddenly goes quiet. When the question hits us out of nowhere and we're expected to respond instantly. Today, we're going to change that. In the next few minutes, you'll learn not just how to survive speaking in the moment, but how to actually enjoy it, even love it, even shine in it. And to make it even easier, this video will share with you 2 simple formulas that you can use anytime, anywhere, so you can speak with clarity and confidence, no matter what life throws at you. Mindset shift. Before we dive into techniques and strategies, there's something even more important we need to do first. We need to clear the space inside our mind where confidence can grow. And the first thing we must clear, the first heavy stone we need to gently lift away, is anxiety. Anxiety around speaking is simply a natural response, a kind of ancient alarm system built into our body and mind. One that sees unexpected communication as a kind of danger, something unknown, unpredictable, full of invisible risks. Thousands of years ago, if we said the wrong thing to the wrong person, it could cost us our place in the tribe, our safety, even our survival. Today, of course, the stakes are usually much lower, but our nervous system still reacts with the same old patterns. Racing heartbeat, dry mouth, sweaty palms, blank mind, because it can't tell the difference between a real physical threat and the emotional risk of embarrassment. The good news is, we can teach our body and mind a new story. We can replace the old message of danger with a new message of opportunity. And that starts with how we treat our own fear. Most people, when they feel anxious about speaking, either try to fight it, forcing themselves to just calm down, or they give up entirely, letting fear win without even trying. But there is another way. One powerful way to help our body believe this new story is through breathing. The kind of breathing we might naturally do when lying on the grass on a sunny afternoon, with nowhere urgent to be. When we breathe deeply and slowly, especially focusing on making our exhale longer than our inhale, we're sending a direct message to our nervous system. We are safe. We can think clearly. We can move forward. 2 or 3 of these deep breaths before we speak can make the difference between feeling trapped in fear and feeling grounded enough to let our ideas flow. Another simple trick, especially if you often get dry mouth, is to sip warm water before speaking. If your hands get sweaty, hold something cool for a moment. A bottle, a cold cup, because your palms are like little control centers for your body's temperature and stress. And if your mind tends to race ahead, imagining everything possible that could go wrong, you can gently anchor yourself in the present by doing something physical. Stretch your hands, tap your fingers, hum a quiet tune. And here's another truth. Even when our body is calm, our mind might still play tricks on us. It might whisper, "What if I say the wrong thing? What if I'm not good enough?" That's when we need the second transformation. Allowing ourselves to be imperfect, not chasing a flawless version. Speaking in the moment is like having a real conversation with life, full of surprises, sometimes clumsy, sometimes brilliant, but always real. If we enter each moment expecting ourselves to be flawless, it's like standing up in a meeting, feeling 100 eyes staring at us, and telling ourselves we must say something genius right now. Our hands shake a little, our mind races, we start judging every word before it even leaves our mouth. But if we enter the moment thinking, "I'm just here to share honestly, to connect, and to contribute," our voice will find its strength naturally, even if our words aren't perfect. They will still reach the people who are ready to hear them. It's not about lowering our standards. It's about lowering the pressure. It's about trusting that our best ideas don't live in the land of fear and perfectionism. They live just on the other side of allowing ourselves to try. Breathe deeply. Smile gently at your own nervousness. Step forward and watch how quickly your words begin to find you. Building messages that flow. Now that we've learned how to calm the noise inside and trust ourselves to speak naturally, it's time to add something even more powerful. 2 ways to organize our words so they come out clear, simple, and easy to follow. Because the truth is, even if we feel calm and ready, if we start speaking without a clear shape in our mind, it can feel like trying to carry groceries without a bag. Things fall out, we drop important points, and everything becomes harder than it needs to be. But once we have a simple structure, like having a strong, steady shopping basket in our hands, we can move forward with ease, knowing exactly where everything fits. One of the easiest and most useful structures is called what, so what, now what. It is very simple, but very powerful. First, you share what, the main idea or fact. Then you explain so what, why it matters to the person listening. And finally, you say now what should happen next. Let's give a real-world example. Imagine a friend asks you, how was your weekend? Without structure, we might jump around talking about breakfast, a movie we watched, a small argument we had, all mixed up and confusing. But if we use what, so what, now what, we could say, I spent most of the weekend visiting my parents. What? It was important because we haven't seen each other for months, and we finally got to celebrate my mom's birthday properly. So what? Now we're planning another family dinner next month so we can stay connected. Now what? Simple, clear, easy to draw. Like 3 boxes stacked one after another, each one leading to the next. And the best part is, this structure can be used everywhere, in meetings, in casual conversations, in interviews, and even when you just need to explain your weekend plans to a friend. Now here's a quick challenge for you. Think of one thing you did last week, maybe something small like cooking a meal, meeting a friend, or finishing a book. Can you try to explain it right now, using what, so what, and now what? Just say it out loud, even if it feels funny. Practice right now. It only takes 30 seconds, but it can change the way you think. Another great tool you can use, especially when you need to share an idea quickly and persuasively, is the 4-sentence pitch. It works like this. What if you could, to offer a possibility, so that, to show the benefit. For example, to give a clear image. And that's not all. To hint at even more. Imagine you want to suggest a weekend trip to your friends. What if we spent a weekend camping by the lake? So we can unplug, relax, and recharge after all these busy weeks. For example, imagine waking up to the sounds of birds, making coffee over a fire, and having no emails to answer. And that's not all. We could also rent kayaks and have a little adventure on the water. Again, it's like putting together 4 easy puzzle pieces. And when we use structures like these, speaking becomes much less about searching for the next thing to say, and much more like following a simple path that we already know. Imagine walking through a park where every few meters there's a signpost telling us exactly where to turn. We don't have to memorize the whole map. We just move from one sign to the next, calmly and confidently. That's exactly what structure does for our speaking. It frees up our energy to focus on connecting, on sharing, on being truly present, instead of worrying about what comes out of our mouth next. And when we feel clear inside, our listeners feel clear too. It creates a quiet, invisible bridge between us and them, not built with complicated words or clever tricks, but built with trust, simplicity, and human connection. Most people think that speaking well in the moment is about what we say, but here's a secret. It's much more about what we notice. Because every spontaneous moment gives you tiny signs, a raised eyebrow, a pause too long, a sparkle in someone's eyes, little invitations that tell us where to go next, if we're willing to see them. I remember once during a meeting, someone asked me a complicated question I wasn't prepared for. My mind went completely blank. I could have panicked and almost did, but then I noticed a colleague across the table giving me a tiny nod, a silent encouragement. That was all I needed. Instead of rushing into a messy answer, I simply smiled, took a breath, and said, "That's a great question. Let me think about it for a second." That moment taught me noticing the small signs isn't just nice. Sometimes it's exactly what saves you. The art of thinking and talking fast is not racing ahead of everyone else. It's learning to notice what others miss. It's slowing down just enough to catch the invisible threads that connect us to the people in front of us. And then it's as simple as tugging gently on one of those threads, asking a question, making a small comment, sharing a real piece of yourself, and watching the conversation weave itself into something amazing. If you found this video helpful, please consider liking it to support our work, share it with a friend who might need it, and leave a comment to let us know your thoughts. Your small actions help us reach more people who are looking for ways to speak with more confidence and ease. Thank you for being part of this community. See you in the next video.